Welcome to the Old Soul channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a fire with sticks using the bow drill method. First, you need to make a spindle, which is a piece of wood you will rotate into the hearth board to make friction. The spindle should be as thick as your thumb and the length between your outstretched thumb and pinky. One end should be pointed like a spear and the other should be rounded but relatively flat. The end product should look like a pencil. Next, you want to make a hearth board. This is the piece of wood you will drill into with the spindle. The hearth board should be fashioned into a neat plank that is about the size of your forearm and as thick as your thumb. Both the hearth board and the spindle should be made of the same wood. Also, they should be made of soft wood like cedars, pines, and poplars. This is very important. Now you need what is called a bearing block. This is a tool that holds the spindle in place so it can rotate. This should be made from the hardest wood you can find. You can take a section out of a sapling and split it. Then on the flat side, carve a divot that is large enough to accept the end of the spindle. The last part of the bow drill set will be the bow, the tool used to rotate the spindle. The bow should be around 3 feet long. This is best made out of a flexible piece of wood. To make a bow, you need to make a vertical notch on one end of the stick and a horizontal notch on the other. Now you need to string the bow. Use any piece of cordage available. Maybe even your shoestring if that's all you have, and tie a figure 8 knot on one end. And then pull the string through the opposite notch and tie it down. The string doesn't have to be super tight in the bow, it just has to be tight enough so that the spindle doesn't slip when applying pressure. After you have made the bow drill set, it's time to burn a hole and make a notch. First, assemble the bow drill as shown in the video. Make sure the hand holding the bearing block is braced against your shin. Start by moving the bow back and forth slowly and picking up speed until you see smoke. Now that the hole is burned, you need to carve a V from the edge of the hearthboard to the middle of the hole. The notch needs to be wide enough so that the ember can get oxygen. Okay, before we attempt to make an ember, I suggest taking a minute to relax to prepare yourself for a success or even a failure, because this is the hardest and most tedious part of making a bow drill fire. When you are ready, assemble the bow drill like you did when you were burning in the hole, except this time, place a piece of wood and some fine combustible tinder under the notch. Start moving the bow back and forth slowly until you get the feel of it. Then start to add pressure to the bearing block while picking up speed in a rhythm. You should keep going for a minute or two after it starts smoking. Then slow down and gently remove the spindle from the hole and tap the hearthboard to loosen the ember. Place the ember into the tinder bundle and start to lightly blow it to flame. The more it smokes, the harder you should blow. When it combusts, turn the tinder bundle upside down so the whole thing catches fire and place it into the firelay. If you do not know how to make a proper firelay, I will link a video in the description to show you. Thanks for watching my video. Subscribe for more tutorials.